Alright, so I just got the opportunity to upgrade someone else's guitar, and this one is a Fender CD60 SCE, and this one is really nice to play down here because it has really low action, but when you get up here you kind of start to get into some issues. And yeah, what I thought I would do was to change the saddle, so I increase the action, and while I'm at it I might as well change the nut as well, because I believe both of these are plastic, and since these are in contact with the strings, changing the material can affect the sound quite a lot, and I will do some additional you know, upgrades and caretaking of the guitar as well. And I thought I would do this video, well, I would do this project anyway, so I thought I could record it in a video just to document the before and after results for myself and for my learning experience. So yeah, let's take a closer look at the upgrades. So here we have the setup for the upgrades, and for the nut and the bridge I chose the Tusk brand because I believe this has really good reputation for giving a really good quality in tone, and these were just about $25 in total, which hopefully will be of really good value, but we will see in our comparison later. And for the strings I choose what I usually use, D'Addario and the Phosphor Bronze, but usually I use 12s, but here we have 10s, and I chose 10s because I want this guitar to be easier to play. With 12s it can be a little bit rough. And here we have the stickers. I didn't choose to have stickers, but I think they seem really cool, so it will be nice to install them, and hopefully they will give better contrast than what we have now. So yeah, we can take a good shot here so we can compare that later with these ones. But yeah, let's get started. Right, so for the original saddle here we can see that it is quite flimsy, it can move in all directions, and for this new one here it doesn't fit yet. It is designed to be a little bit bigger so you can trim it perfectly, so it doesn't fit in this direction, so I'm going to sand it down slightly until it fits there. Right, so now I have sanded down the Tusk one, so that is the one that is taller, so I sanded it down in this dimension to make it thinner and fit, and I also made it a little bit shorter, not as tall. It's still quite a lot taller, as you can see, but we'll start like this, and then we can always sand it down more the next time we change strings. But now focus is to get action that is playable all along the neck. So we have run into some problems because when we try to remove this, as you can see, it doesn't stick to the fretboard, and that is probably because I added some lemon oil, and even though I did that yesterday so it has time to dry throughout the night, it still doesn't stick to the fretboard. So for now I will save the stickers, and hopefully they can be applied later on. Perhaps you could apply them when the fretboard is dry and then just do lemon oil around the stickers. But yeah, for now we have to do without them. Right, so what I've done here is that I've installed this for these two strings and then checked the action for the first fret here, and then sanded it down a little bit, adjusting it until I get something that is more closely to what I had before, because the action down here was quite good. And perhaps it's a little bit higher than before, but I am afraid of sanding it down too much. So what I will do is to not glue this in, but just have it in by the, or have it in place by the strings. So then it's easy for me to readjust it again when I change strings. But for now we'll try with this height of the nut and see how it feels. So now the guitar has been upgraded, and my first impressions are that the tone is really improved. It's a lot different. It sounds way more clear, and it's a lot louder as well. And also now all of the frets are playable as well. So if you just to compare to the test that we did before we changed everything, it sounds more like this. Really a large difference. Feels a lot nicer to play. The action is a little bit higher, but it's not too bad. But perhaps you could optimize it if I want to in the future by sanding it down and having more precise measurements and everything. But for now I think it has been a really great improvement. And I also took a listen to the sound comparison that you will hear very soon, and I think the difference really comes through there as well. So one thing that I forgot to mention is that the old strings are stock strings that are like 1 year old, so they are really worn out, and that in of itself creates a large difference in tone when comparing to new strings. So I just wanted to add that as well, and now I'll leave you with the final comparison.